Breath of the Wild, the most recent game in the Legend of Zelda series. It's only the most essential game on Nintendo Switch and Wii U, and its sequel is inevitable now. Since all I can do is dream about what the game will do, I'm going to share my hopes of what will be in, or what shouldn't be in, Breath of the Wild 2. My first request is one that everyone can understand, but probably won't be fixed. Motion control puzzles. The motion control puzzles in Breath of the Wild were a pain in the neck, especially in handheld. Have you been on an airplane or a road trip while doing one of these puzzles? I have, and it's awful. But Nintendo does love its motion controls, so it's definitely happening. Speaking of change, please change the upgrade system. Spirit Orbs and Korok Seeds are a good way of upgrading. That being said, who even hunted down 900 Korok Seeds? Not me, and neither did you. It just gets repetitive. The older games fix this by placing pieces of hearts in all sorts of locations, like minigames, random chests, and dungeons. I'm not saying that the developers need to ditch this system, they just need to improve it so it becomes less boring. My next wish is very simple. I want dungeons. Every Zelda game has had dungeons, and Breath of the Wild's dungeons were the Divine Beasts. The Divine Beasts had awesome designs, but now I'm hungry for more. There's a rumor that the next game will be called Dark Tombs, so these tombs could be the next dungeons that we get to explore. It would also be cool if we had some optional dungeons. I wonder what challenges we will face in these dungeons. Breath of the Wild had 3 major enemies that we saw all over Hyrule. They are Moblins, Bokoblins, and Lizalfos. Each of these enemies had amazing programming and should return in the next game. The only problem was that we saw them too much. It got boring to face them over and over. This is where Breath of the Wild 2 can improve, by adding more enemies. The previous Zelda games had some really creative and iconic foes. Iron Knuckles, giant boars we could ride, Dodongos, Reedheads, yikes! Skulltulas, Killer Birds, Dekubabas, Stallhounds, and armored foes. I got a little carried away there, but you get the point. As these foes fall, they should still rise with the Blood Moon, yet with more focus on the moon. This was actually something my friend said to me while I was still making my outline, and he's right. The Blood Moon can be creepy, and it probably made people think the world was ending at that moment when they first saw it. They could have a crazy unique foes that only appear under the Blood Moon, or something else would do. Please just don't waste this opportunity. My next request is less of a request and more of a mandatory info. Don't use the exact same map that was in Breath of the Wild. Being placed in the exact same map would be a major letdown and would make the development team look kind of lethargic. Besides, it would be easy to steal half of Monolith Soft's staff like last time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain. During the time that Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 were in development, Nintendo had 50 of the 100 employees that worked at Monolith Soft work on Breath of the Wild, and 10 other employees had been busy with research or something like that. This left only 40 people left working on Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Maybe that's the reason that game has so many issues. Sorry, back to Breath of the Wild. What I'm saying is, those 50 employees worked on the topographical design of the game, and maybe other things. What I'm saying is to give a new ruined Hyrule, with giant fissures in the ground, or flying land masses, crazy stuff growing from cracks in the ground, slot canyons, or something like that. A decimated and ruined landscape would be awesome to explore. Listen carefully, Nintendo. What I'm about to say is vitally important. Stop focusing so much on the Sheikah. Breath of the Wild focused on this one civilization way too much. I swear, almost every ancient song, myth, or ruin led to a shrine. Focusing so much on the shrines robs the other civilizations of their identity. I really want to learn about the ancient Highlands and the mysterious Zonai. Zonai ruins are scattered across the map. The labyrinths, Thyflo ruins, and a massive chunk of the Faron region's ruins are from the Zonai. The Creating a Champion art book says that the Zonai are considered a savage tribe who practice strong magic. and yet the Zonai suddenly disappeared thousands of years ago. It seems the developers of the Breath of the Wild sequel are doing this, as shown in the announcement trailer featuring dark caverns with Zonai markings all over the place. It's almost like they already knew. It's kind of strange how this video started as a one-sided argument that my friends couldn't stop unless they paused, to an open letter to Nintendo on what they should do for their next big Zelda experience. Whatever, it's not like the developers are going to watch this and take what I say and implement it. Hey, I can dream, can't I? But still, these are the things that I think should be implemented to make the ultimate game. Do you agree with me, or do you think I'm just a fanboy? Tell me in the YouTube comments. And you can, whatever, you know what about all those other YouTube videos and what they tell you to do. But I would appreciate it if you would share this video so more people can hear what I have to say. Anyways, bye.